Isn't a Jeffrey's tube a thing from Star Trek?
Is it?
Hello, I am Margaret Borchert. I am the co-creator, writer, director, executive producer, the lot of things on the Party web series, and I am joined here today by the amazing Jewel Karen, who plays Ecstasy in the Party, and I'm here to ask you some questions.
I can't wait to hear these questions, Margaret. I can't wait.
You mentioned in an Instagram post about the Party that you were actually taking a break from acting when you saw the casting call for the series.
Yes.
Tell me about taking that break and what made you decide to go back.
Oh, so yeah, so after COVID happened, I forcibly took a break, as everyone did.
Yeah.
But I also intentionally took a break because I was really struggling with like my own creativity, and Hollywood is really hard. It's really not an easy thing to do, as you know very well. And I had basically just realized over time that I was like very much struggling to connect with myself creatively, what I wanted to make as opposed to what I felt I needed to make or do or present myself as. So through many therapy sessions, shout out to my therapist, who will not watch this. So hi. I completely took a break, and it did help a lot, and it helped me get back in touch with what I actually love about acting and creativity and making films with my friends and things like that. And then I saw the Party casting call, and it had been a little bit less than, I think, 2 years of not doing any professional acting type stuff, like auditions, things that might make me money or further my career. And it was actually the second audition I did since taking the break. One was just for a friend's short film, so I shook off the cobwebs for that. And then the second one was for Ecstasy. So I'm glad I remembered how to audition. But I didn't have my self-tape set up. It was this janky, I had 2 ring lights staring at me. It was against my closet when usually you have a photo backdrop. My friend was on FaceTime because someone was sick. It was crazy. So I'm really glad you guys overlooked the poor production quality of my audition and thought I should be Ecstasy.
What was your experience with Dungeons & Dragons before the Party?
I played a rogue, my first rogue, and it was really fun, but none of us knew what we were doing. The mechanics very confusing. So it was really fun, but let's just say when we did the actual one shot for the cast right before we started filming, whoa, I learned a lot, and I've been learning ever since. So it was very minimal, but God, yeah, it's just been D&D since then. It's just been a lot of D&D since then.
Something that I love that you mentioned was the fact that the cast indeed participated in a one-shot with each other before you started filming on the Party. And I know it was virtual because we were in not COVID lockdown, but sort of as a group of people preparing for film, but we were don't talk to anyone.
No one can interact with anyone for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we're gonna shoot a web series.
Yeah, it was very tight, but can you tell us a little bit about what that one shot was?
Oh yes, it was called The Hunt for Yorick.
I love it.
Because Zach was our DM. I think Zach offered to do a one-shot for us, and we were all like, okay, yeah. And so because Zach was DMing, Zach placed Yorick in a kidnapped position, and we all had to go save Yorick.
And you were all playing as your D&D characters from the Party.
As our characters, and I think Nabila, who plays DM, was playing Soraya.
Nice.
So it was really cute and fun. It was really helpful. And I remember pushing myself because I remember when I played my game with my friends, I really struggled with the role play element, which is the part that I care about the most as an actor and an improviser. So I was like really pushing myself. I was like, Joel, talk to the blacksmith, talk to the people, talk to your friends, like get out there and do a scene. So it was awesome.
I love that. Our friend Ace Overton on YouTube asked, how did you find her voice?
Okay, well, I'll be completely honest that I did not have to do a lot of preparation. I felt very comfortable with Ecstasy immediately. And like, even I remember doing the self-tape audition, my friend Belle was helping me and I was like, I was explaining the concept. I was like, it's a ensemble comedy, check. I'm gonna be flirting with a girl in this scene, check. And I get to play like the cool high status chick. And my friend was like, oh, so it's like, and I was like, yeah, it's like my dream role. It's like what I've always wanted to do. It's like perfect. So it was pretty easy for me to get into as an actor. And something else I thought about was my parents are really cool and they're a lot cooler than I am. And that's not a dig on myself. I have a very high opinion of myself. I do think I'm very cool. But like my parents are like super independent, super badass. My dad like builds motorcycles. My mom like moved across country by herself. Like they lived on a boat, like a sailboat for like a year. They're really cool. So I kind of feel like I took all of their like inherent coolness and channeled it into Ecstasy.
I desperately want to meet your parents now. We're gonna have to hang out.
They're so cool. Yeah, I love them. But and the voice I think just came from like, this is a person who's in control.
Yeah.
Like, or she wants to be. She mostly is, except for in specific situations with specific people named DM.
How do you think that you are similar to and different from Ecstasy?
Big question, Margaret. I feel like Ecstasy is like a version of myself that I try very hard not to be. Like Ecstasy tries very hard to be a closed door.
Yeah.
And she succeeds. Like she's very good at it. And I think I do that naturally, and so I have to kind of force myself away from it. And it's been much practice throughout my life to like practice being vulnerable, practice just sharing basic facts about yourself with other people who know you and love you. So she's like a part of me that I think will always exist, and I try to be more forthcoming very actively. So like, my friends, let me know how that's going. Tell me what you think. I'm open to feedback.
You know what? It's good to be open to feedback.
Yeah. Ecstasy's not.
No,
So there's another thing.
She's not open to feedback.
No,
You're
fuck
correct.
off. Fuck all the way off. Bye. No.
So when you're getting into character, Ink and Magic on Instagram asked, was there something that really helped you get into character besides like the script and that kind of stuff?
Ooh, clothes, hair, makeup. I think makeup's the number one thing because they did such a good job. Our makeup artists, they did so good. And like literally every day I would get into like the beautiful black eyeliner and like the long like Donna from that 70s show hair, and I was like, I look cool. I look really cool every day for 14 days straight and then some more after that. That will really fuck with your head in a good way.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I am a cool person.
You are a cool person.
So I know it's like kind of a superficial answer, but it really does like the physicality of things and seeing yourself in the mirror and being like, that's somebody else.
Yeah.
That's not Jewel, that's Ecstasy. It's like, it gets you right into it.
Yeah.
I have a main Ecstasy playlist that every day I would drive to set. I would leave my house like 5 a.m. so we could get here like 6 or 7 or whatever. And I would drive straight into the sun, which was rising over the 210. And I had I think a song playlist that I listened to every single day.
Wow.
That was my ecstasy playlist, and she got me in the mood. It was such a hype ass playlist.
Yeah, I remember you playing it, like sending it to me later, and me being like, "Wow, this is a very intense vibe."
Yeah, there's like
I can only imagine like 6 a.m. blasting that.
I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and like 5 of the songs are like just like really intense like ecstasy vibe songs, and then one of them is like, I'm in love with DM. Like that's the vibe of the song. So yeah, that helped a lot too. I yeah.
Get in the comments if you want her to share her ecstasy playlist. We're going to be back next week with more from Jewel, but we're going to take a break. And thank you so much. Watch the Party web series on YouTube.
I think we did maybe 2 sessions of a one shot over like early.
So that's not
COVID.
a one shot, but go ahead.
Can we cut? We did a 2 shot